Hi, so I'm going to start doing vocabulary with us every week. It's going to be 8 words, and these words are words that you probably don't use very often, but words that once you learn, you will see in books, you'll hear on the radio and in movies and in songs. And I promise you, if you use these, people will be like, oh my gosh, you sound so smart. So here's what I would like for you to do. You might have to pause the video if you're at home, or maybe your teacher will pause the video, but you need to write down these 8 words: spirited, contract, impulse, arresting, composure, infer, perceptive, and refute. And I think it's good if you take a piece of lined paper or a piece of regular paper and you put the vocabulary words on one side. And I don't really do definitions, I do synonyms. So words that mean the same as our vocabulary words, we'll put those on the other side. So I'm going to keep going because my video is only going to be about 5 minutes. So you can pause me and write down those words. So I'm going to show you a picture and kind of give you a sentence, and we're going to try to work out the definition together. You can always pause me if you want to think of the definition on your own. So the first word, spirited. So if I scroll up, I can say the cheerleader was very spirited. And I think of, like, what do I know about cheerleaders? They're full of energy, they're full of life. So spirited, I'm going to put full of energy. Contract. So I'm going to go up to this picture here. When molecules are cold, they contract. So contract means if you see it's getting smaller or pushed together. So contract means get smaller. Impulse. The woman was an impulse shopper. That means she goes to the store and she doesn't really think about which ones to buy, and then all of a sudden she spent all this money about things she probably won't even really wear. So impulse means do without thinking. Arresting. You might think of arresting as something a police officer does, but arresting also can mean the arresting view. So arresting, it like takes your breath away, grabs your attention. So I'll let you look at that picture again. It's a very beautiful picture. So I could put takes breath away, grabs attention. And you only need to write down the one that makes sense to you. Composure, if I go up, before the meeting, the woman meditated to gain her composure. Or if a woman is yelling at her children, or maybe her kids are not behaving and she's yelling, she might have lost her composure. So composure means calm. So calm, they both start with C. Kind of how I remember that. Infer. So infer is a smart guess. What I see with my eyes and what I know in my brain equals my smart guess, or I infer. If someone walked in and their hair is wet and their clothes are wet, I can infer that it was raining outside. That would be a smart guess. It might not be correct, but it makes sense. Smart guess. Perceptive. You notice the little kid is being very perceptive. He's noticing the different colors of the leaves. Perceptive means you notice the small things. A perceptive person might notice their friend is sad even though their friend said nothing about being sad. So perceptive means notice the small things. And my picture, last word is refute. My picture for refute is all of these delegates. You might know Kamala Harris is going to actually be running for vice president now with Joe Biden, but these delegates, they're going to be refuting each other. That means if someone says something, they're going to refute or try to prove them wrong. So refute is kind of argue, try to prove them wrong. You go to court and there's lawyers. The lawyers are trying to refute maybe that the person was guilty, trying to prove it wrong. So your job this week will be to learn these words. On Mondays, I'm going to go over